Hey again, guys. Do you know what I like to do on Father's Day? I like to look at some baseball cards. Hey, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. I got a card that I wanted to show, and it's from a rare set. PSA lists this set from 1932. SGC lists the set from 1933. It's a hand-cut set, and it's a W574. So I'm not sure if they're from 32 or 33 or possibly both years. But I got a Carl Reynolds. And I first want to talk about the player. Carl Reynolds batted over 300 6 times in his career, was a lifetime 302 hitter. His best year was in 1930 when he hit 359. But he's probably best remembered for a collision with Bill Dickey at the plate when Bill Dickey broke his jaw and received a 30-game suspension and a $1,000 fine. Now, these cards, like I said, are rare, and generally most of them have a pop report for PSA around 6. They're a pretty obscure set, and I don't know if the camera will pick this up, but how you can tell these are real is they have kind of a square on the back where the ink comes through, some more faintly and some very prominent. Like this one's a little more prominent. If you could see that. Now I have 3 other ones. I have this fantastic Lefty Grove. Earl Averill. And a great Jimmy Dykes. This is a rare set, and I'm always happy to add to it when I can. And of course, with these obscure cards and the more obscure players, doesn't really matter how rare they are. These you could pick these up pretty cheap. But I'm really excited to add that. These cards are next to impossible to find. And you know, it's an interesting conversation. You know, in the modern hobby, you hear a lot of the modern cards. They talk about rare. These cards are rare. So for numbered cards, and it's almost to the point where it's overplayed, and that's kind of funny coming from me because everybody would tease me about using the term rare all the time. But it's an interesting conversation to have over, you know, things, cards that became organically rare, like the T206 Honus Wagner, the 33 Nap Lajoie, and just some other sets that for whatever reason they were redeemed for prizes, or they were regional issues, or they just didn't make it throughout history and they became rare, versus manufactured rarity, cards that are numbered to 5, numbered to 1, numbered to 10, like they do today. And you know, like during when Mark McGwire was breaking the home run record, there were all kind of limited edition cards, plates, plaques, you name it, numbered. You know, personally, I always stayed away from those kinds of collectibles because, in my opinion, when they were made to be a collectible, they weren't a true collectible. And I know technically they're a collectible, but I think you know what I'm saying. I wanted things that were original and weren't necessarily made to be scarce or limited edition, right? I mean, baseball cards were always meant to be a collectible, but they weren't necessarily, they weren't numbered or limited edition in order to sell the product. Many of the cards were held back. You know, the company would hold back one so the kids would keep buying, trying to chase the set. You had things like that. But, there wasn't the manufactured scarcity of a numbered card. Because let's face it, like, you can have a card that's 1 of 5, but there's 4,000 other 1 of 5s of the modern player. So it's an interesting conversation to have. Which do you prefer? You prefer the organically rare or the limited edition type of thing where it's intentionally made to be, numbered? Because, throughout collectibles history, I mean, they probably had limited edition Beanie Babies, limited edition this and that, where they numbered them and limited the production of them intentionally in order to give a chase product. And so it's an interesting dynamic that we use the term rare for numbered cards now. I think that's a new dynamic. I don't recall doing that when they first started numbering cards. The first ones I remember were in the early 2000s, around there, with LeBron rookies, those kinds of things, where they would have two identical cards and one would have a gold stamp, 5 of 25. But it was an identical card to another card that didn't have that stamp. So just interesting to think about. But really, really glad to add another card to this rare set. And this Lefty Grove is just fantastic. I was so excited the day I got this. Oh, I'm just admiring, sorry. So that's what I have for you. Happy Father's Day. Thanks for watching.